Welcome, my name is Andreas Stumm, and today I want to show you how to create your first layers and how to assign objects to them. At the beginning we will see an entry with the name none in the layers list. This is a placeholder for the lists which will be later listed here, the layers. And until we have created no layer, there's lots of symbols grayed out and can't be used, so they are disabled until we create a new layer. To create a new layer, we go to the left button under the layers list, press that, and then we'll get a small dialog where we can enter a layer name. I call it first layer for this test. And now you see none is replaced by first layer. This is our first layer here in this list. And right now we have assigned no objects to this layer. Until then, nothing will change in the viewport. Everything will stay the way it is. If I want to assign objects to this layer, let's say the pyramid and the teapot, I will select them. This is the first way how to assign objects. I select them and go to the left button. Under the objects list, it's the button with plus and the small symbols for objects under it, and press that one. You will see the first two objects are assigned to this layer, and when I assign the first objects, all other objects which are not in the layer will be hidden. This is because when we press a layer and change that, you will see that later, you can only see the objects which are assigned to the layer to make it easier to work with it. But you can always unhide them and work with them or select other objects to this layer. And you can disable this function also, but you will see that in another video. So then we will create another layer. Let's call it second layer. And here also, as long as there are no objects assigned, everything stays in the viewport as it is. And the second way how to assign an object is to press the second button under the objects list, the big cube with the plus. And there we will get a list where we can select an object. We will take the cylinder, select it, and now in this case we will get a small message. This is because the cylinder had no material assigned to it, and in that case it will get a standard material, a dummy material from the material layer interface, because every object needs a material to be used in a layer. And if we want to have it another material, we can change that later. But right now we will get that list, and in that list will be all names listed from the object to be assigned without material. Okay, you see it's a red material and it's called MLI dummy material. And when we change now the layers, we will see only the objects assigned to this layer. We can unhide them by clicking on the Unhide All Objects button on the right side. Now all objects are visible, and can assign, for example, the pyramid in this layer too. Take the selection button here, and now you see the pyramid is there. And if you want to change a material right now, I open the material editor, and you see in the material editor there are the materials which are assigned to the objects in the layer, and when I go to the next layer, it's changed here, so that you always find the materials in the material editor which are assigned. Now I will create a new material, call it test material 4. Give it a special color. So now I will assign that to the pyramid, and when you change, and in the moment I assign it, it will be updated in the open material layer interface as long as it's open. in that layer. When I change now the layer, go to the first layer, you will see the pyramid still has the turquoise material. I will go to the second layer, we will have the test material number 4. You will always find the names of the materials at the end of the names in the object list, so that you know which material is assigned to it as a feedback. So when you want to remove an object from this list, just press the 4th button if you want to select it in the viewport and then remove it, or go to the 3rd button and then remove the object which is selected in the objects list. At that moment, nothing is selected, nothing will be removed. I have to select the pyramid, then press the button, it's removed. And the same for removing layers. Go to the 3rd button on the left side, select before that the layer, press it. It will be asked if you're sure. Yes, and the layer is removed. So that's it to our first steps for creating new layer and assigning material. Hope you've had fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.